That $8 bottle of fuel injector cleaner you just bought could cost you $4,200 in engine repairs. Today, I'm exposing the 10 fuel injector cleaners that are quietly destroying engines across America. And more importantly, I'll reveal the 6 products that actually work without costing you thousands in repairs. You'll know exactly which bottles to grab and which ones to leave on the shelf. Your fuel injectors are precision instruments with openings measured in microns, smaller than a human hair. They pulse open and close hundreds of times per second, atomizing fuel into a fine mist for complete combustion. When deposits build up, your engine loses power, burns more fuel, and runs rough. But here's the terrifying part. The wrong cleaner doesn't just fail to clean. It attacks rubber seals, corrodes metal components, and dislodges massive carbon chunks that block injectors completely. A clogged injector means misfires. Misfires mean unburned fuel hitting your catalytic converter. That catalytic converter? $1,200 to replace. New injectors, $1,800. Complete fuel system repair, $4,200. One wrong bottle destroys everything. One fuel injector cleaner that will definitely ruin your engine and cost you thousands in repair bills is sitting on shelves at every dollar store in America right now. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bad cleaner. Number 1. Generic dollar store fuel additives. So why is this a bad choice to put in your engine? Well, let me explain. Listen, I get it. You see a bottle for $3 at the dollar store, and you think, hey, it's just going in the gas tank. How different can it be? Very different. These generic additives contain random alcohols and solvents with zero quality control. They're not formulated for modern fuel systems. The ingredients attack rubber components, cause sensor failures, and even damage catalytic converters. The repair? $1,200 for new injectors and seals. All to save $2 on a proper cleaner. I've seen these cheap additives cause fuel pressure regulators to stick, fuel pumps to fail prematurely, and even clog fuel filters with dissolved debris. A nurse from Denver bought one of these $3 bottles, added it to her 2019 Subaru Outback, and within 2 weeks her fuel pump died. The contaminated fuel had destroyed the pump's internal seals. Replacement cost? $900 for the pump, plus $400 in labor. And if you think STP Ultra 5-in-1 is better for your engine, think again. Bad cleaner number 2, STP Ultra 5-in-1 fuel system cleaner. So is this one better than generic dollar store junk? Well, yes and no, and here's why. Now, STP is a name people know. They've been around forever. Your dad probably used STP products. Your grandfather definitely did. But their Ultra 5-in-1 formula? You'll get the same result, more or less. Engine damage and expensive repairs. A 2021 Honda Accord owner used this product exactly as directed. 3 tanks later, his check engine light came on. The oxygen sensors were reading erratic data. When we scanned the codes, we found the catalytic converter was showing reduced efficiency. Here's what happened. This formula contains a high concentration of polyethyramine, or PEA, which sounds great for cleaning. PEA is actually one of the best cleaning agents for fuel systems when used in the right amount. But when used in excessive amounts, especially in newer engines, it can strip protective coatings from sensor elements and create residue that clogs the very system it's supposed to clean. The repair? $800 for 2 oxygen sensors and a catalytic converter cleaning service. He thought he was maintaining his car. Instead, he was slowly destroying it. But wait until you hear about the cleaner that actually does this right. Good cleaner. Number 1. Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus. So what's a good pick? Well, if you ask me, you should go for Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus, and this is why. This is the gold standard. If you ask 10 professional mechanics what fuel system cleaner they recommend, at least 7 will say Techron. It's been around since the 1980s, and it stood the test of time because it works. Here's the difference between Techron and those 2 disasters. Techron contains PEA, polyethyramine, but in the right concentration for safe, effective cleaning. It's formulated at about 30% PEA concentration. Remember how STP's excessive PE strips sensor coatings? Techron has half that concentration. Strong enough to clean deposits, but gentle enough not to damage fuel system components. And unlike those generic dollar store bottles with mystery ingredients, Techron is formulated by chemists with millions of dollars in research. It won't attack rubber seals. It won't damage oxygen sensors. It won't corrode injector tips. I've used this in everything from older Hondas to brand new BMW turbos without a single problem. A single bottle treats up to 20 gallons of fuel, and the instructions are clear and easy to follow. Cost? Only about $12 at most auto parts stores. Compare that to the $1,200 you'd spend fixing damage from dollar store junk, or the $800 from using STP wrong. It's the best $12 you can spend on your car. Before we continue, if this kind of no-nonsense car advice is helping you catch problems before they blow up your wallet, hit that subscribe button now. But even Techron can't save you from the next two cleaners that are destroying engines built before 2000. Bad cleaner number 3. Marvel Mystery Oil as injector cleaner. So why would anyone use this in a modern engine? Well, they shouldn't. And here's exactly why. Look, Marvel Mystery Oil has loyal fans, and I respect that. For upper cylinder lubrication in older engines, sure, it has a place. Some classic car enthusiasts swear by it for keeping valve stems lubricated in engines without modern valve seals. But as a fuel injector, cleaner in modern cars? Absolutely not. 3 weeks ago, a college student brought in his 2017 Mazda 3. He'd been adding Marvel Mystery Oil to every tank for 6 months because his grandfather swore by it. His car was now stalling at stoplights and barely accelerating. The check engine light was on, and he was getting codes for lean fuel mixture and low fuel pressure. When we tested the fuel system pressure, it was 20% below spec. The fuel filter was clogged with a thick, varnish-like substance. The injectors were gummed up with deposits. Here's the problem. Marvel Mystery Oil wasn't designed for electronic fuel injection. It's an old-school product from the carburetor era, first introduced in 1923. That's over 100 years ago. Modern fuel injection systems are precision instruments. Injectors have nozzles with openings measured in microns. They pulse open and closed hundreds of times per second. And if you think Heat Red Bottle will clean better, same story. Different chemical, bad cleaner number 4. Heat Fuel Injector Cleaner. Red Bottle. Is this any better than Marvel Mystery Oil for cleaning? Not really. And here's why you'll damage your engine either way. Heat is legendary for removing water from gas tanks in winter. But the Red Bottle? When people use it as an injector cleaner, which thousands do every month, you get the same destructive result, more or less. Here's the truth. Heat is basically methanol and isopropanol, alcohols designed to absorb water, not clean deposits. When used repeatedly as a cleaner, these alcohols dry out rubber fuel lines, attack plastic components, and damage fuel pump seals. Yesterday, a contractor brought in his 2018 Ford F-150. He'd been using heat every tank for 8 months because winter was coming, and he wanted to prevent fuel line freeze. His fuel pump started whining, then failed completely. When we dropped the tank, the pump seals were brittle and cracked. The rubber fuel lines showed surface cracking. The repair? $1,100 for a new fuel pump assembly and replacement of deteriorated fuel lines. Heat has its place, emergency water removal in cold climates, but it's not a maintenance product. Using it regularly will slowly destroy your fuel system from the inside out. Now let me show you a cleaner that actually handles high-mileage engines correctly. Good cleaner number 2. Lucas Upper Cylinder Lubricant with Injector Cleaner. So what should you use instead for older engines? Lucas Upper Cylinder Lubricant with Injector Cleaner, and this is why. This is different from the standard Lucas fuel treatment we'll talk about later. This specific formula, Upper Cylinder Lubricant with Injector Cleaner, is designed for cleaning, not just lubrication. Check the label carefully because Lucas makes multiple similar products. Here's how this beats Marvel Mystery Oil and heat. Unlike Marvel Mystery Oil's century-old carburetor formula, this Lucas product is engineered for modern fuel injection. It contains actual detergents that clean deposits instead of creating them. And unlike HEET's harsh alcohols that destroy seals, Lucas uses lubricants that protect rubber components while cleaning. A Ford F-150 with 120,000 miles was losing power under load and getting poor fuel economy. The owner used Lucas Upper Cylinder Lubricant with Injector Cleaner every other tank for a month, 3 treatments over about 1,200 miles. Power came back noticeably. The truck could maintain highway speeds up hills without downshifting constantly. Fuel economy improved by 2 miles per gallon, which on a full-size pickup saves significant money over time. Cost? About $10 per bottle. Compare that to the $1,100 in fuel system damage from using heat wrong, or the gummed-up injectors from Marvel Mystery Oil. But what about aggressive cleaners that promise maximum strength? That's where things get dangerous. Bad cleaner number 5. Gum Out All-in-One. Complete fuel system cleaner. So why would this mainstream brand destroy your engine? Let me explain exactly what happens. Gummoot makes several products, and this one, the red bottle labeled All-in-One Complete Fuel System Cleaner, is everywhere. It promises to clean the entire fuel system in one treatment. The reality, it's too aggressive for GDI engines, and it's causing thousands in damage. A VW GTI owner used this in his 2020 model. He bought the car certified pre-owned with 30,000 miles. It ran perfectly. He added the Gum Out All-in-One to a full tank as directed. 2 days later, his engine was running rough and throwing misfire codes on cylinders 1 and 3. The check engine light was flashing, which means severe misfires. When I pulled the intake manifold to inspect the direct injection system, I found something shocking. The intake valves had new carbon deposits that looked different from typical buildup, and the injector tips were corroded. On a car with only 32,000 miles, this was bizarre. The issue is simple. This formula contains high levels of solvents that dislodge large carbon chunks all at once. In port fuel injection engines, this isn't huge. But in GDI engines, those chunks have nowhere to go. They lodge in injector tips, block fuel passages, and damage sensors. The repair cost for walnut, blasting the valves, and replacing one damaged injector? $1,300. If you think Rislone concentrated formula will work better, think again. It's the same aggressive approach with even worse consequences. What is your most expensive repair work for your car? Let us know in the comments. Bad cleaner. Number 6. Rislone Fuel Injector Cleaner. Concentrated formula. Is concentrated strength better for tough carbon? Absolutely not. And here's why you'll get the same expensive damage. Rislone claims their concentrated formula is for severe carbon buildup and maximum strength cleaning. What they don't tell you, and what's not clearly stated, is that it's so strong it can damage modern high-pressure fuel systems, especially in European and Asian imports. Rislone's concentrated formula contains aggressive chlorinated solvents. These are used in industrial degreasers. They're incredibly effective at dissolving carbon, but they also attack elastomers, the rubber and synthetic materials used in seals and O-rings throughout the fuel system. A 2019 Audi A4 owner used Rislone concentrated because his engine had severe deposits. Within 1 week, he noticed rough idling. 2 weeks later, his fuel pressure was erratic. When we pressure tested the system, we found multiple fuel injector seals leaking. The chlorinated solvents had degraded the rubber seals. The repair? $900 for 6 new injectors with seals, plus $400 in labor, $1,300 total. Here's what makes me angry. The bottle looks professional with bold graphics and aggressive marketing, but there's no clear warning that says not for high-pressure direct injection systems or may damage fuel system seals. Now let me show you the cleaner that handles stubborn deposits without destroying your engine. Good cleaner number 3. Redline S I1 Complete Fuel System Cleaner. So what's the right way to handle stubborn carbon deposits? Redline SI1, and this is exactly why it works. Redline SI1 is a PEA-based cleaner, but it's concentrated for controlled doses. One bottle treats up to 25 gallons of fuel, so a little goes a long way. Here's the critical difference between SI1 and those aggressive disasters. Remember how Gumout All-in-One and Rislone dislodge massive carbon chunks that block injectors? SI1 works gradually. It dissolves deposits slowly over multiple tanks instead of attacking everything at once. And unlike Rislone's chlorinated solvents that destroy seals, SI1 is safe for all fuel system components, even oxygen sensors and catalytic converters. A Subaru WRX owner with 70,000 miles had carbon buildup on his intake valves, common with direct injection Subarus. He'd been experiencing reduced power and dropped fuel economy. Rather than paying for professional walnut blasting, $800, he used SI1 every 3,000 miles as preventative maintenance. After 6 months and 20,000 more miles, we scoped the valves. They were significantly cleaner than expected for a GDI engine with 90,000 miles. The carbon buildup had actually reduced compared to photos from 6 months earlier. Cost? About $15 per bottle. Compare that to the $1,300 in damage from Gumout or Rislone, or the $800 for mechanical cleaning. But what about the Lucas fuel treatment everyone uses? That's where most people make a catastrophic mistake. Bad cleaner number 7. Lucas fuel treatment, regular formula. So why is the standard Lucas fuel treatment destroying engines when it's so popular? Here's what nobody tells you. Lucas makes dozens of products and some are excellent. But their standard Lucas fuel treatment, the white bottle stacked at every auto parts store, is not designed for injector cleaning, even though thousands use it that way daily. The Lucas fuel treatment is petroleum-based and designed for lubrication, not cleaning. It contains no detergents or cleaning agents. When burned in the combustion chamber, it leaves behind residue that accumulates over time on injector tips, valve stems, and piston tops. Think of it this way. You're adding light oil to your gasoline. Oil doesn't combust as completely as gasoline. The byproducts include carbon deposits and varnish. Over months of regular use, these deposits build up. A 2016 Honda Civic owner used standard Lucas fuel treatment every tank for 2 years because he thought it was maintaining his injectors. When he brought the car in for rough idling, we found his injectors were clogged with varnish-like deposits. The intake valves had thick carbon buildup. Cleaning cost? $700 for professional injector cleaning and intake valve service. And if you think Seafoam will clean that buildup better? Only if you want to turn your catalytic converter cherry red. Bad cleaner number 8. Seafoam motor treatment in high doses. Is Seafoam safer than Lucas for cleaning buildup? Not when people overdose it. And here's why you'll get the same result. Or worse. Okay, hear me out. Seafoam has helped thousands of engines, probably millions. I've used it myself on older vehicles with great results. But here's the problem. People think if a little is good, more is better. And with Seafoam, that mindset destroys your engine. Last month, someone brought in a 2015 Toyota Camry that barely ran. The car was bucking, misfiring, and the check engine light was solid. The owner had poured an entire can of Seafoam into a quarter tank of gas. The bottle recommends 1 ounce per gallon. He had about 4 gallons and added 16 ounces. That's 4 times the recommended dose. He nearly destroyed his engine. Within 5 miles, the car started running terribly. By the time he reached our shop, another 10 miles, the catalytic converter got so hot it turned cherry red. You could see it glowing in daylight. The oxygen sensors failed from extreme heat. The car was belching white smoke for the entire journey. The repair cost? An entirely new catalytic converter, $1,200 for the OEM Toyota part. 2 oxygen sensors at $150 each. Complete fuel system flush, another $200. Total, $2,800 because someone didn't read the bottle. Now let me show you how to use powerful cleaners safely without melting your catalytic converter. Good cleaner number 4, BG44K used correctly. So what's the right way to handle severe carbon when you need maximum cleaning power? BG44K used correctly, and this is why it's the professional standard. Remember when I said BG44K is actually one of the best cleaners on the market? Here's why it deserves a spot on the good list, despite the horror stories. Here's the difference between correct BG44K use and those overdose disasters. BG44K contains one of the highest concentrations of PEA on the market, 50%. That's double what Techron has. Unlike Seafoam's aggressive solvents that people overdose and destroy catalytic converters, BG44K is designed for severe deposits when used at the correct dilution. The key? 1 can per 15 gallons of gas minimum, preferably per 20 gallons. This controlled concentration dissolves carbon gradually without overwhelming your catalytic converter or dislodging massive chunks that block injectors. A mechanic colleague had a Lexus IS350 that came in running rough, but instead of the owner's mistake, 2 cans and half a tank, he did it right, waited until the tank was nearly empty, added 1 can of BG44K, then filled the tank completely with high-quality fuel. After that tank, the misfire stopped. Injector spray patterns tested perfect. No catalytic converter damage, no blocked injectors, just clean, efficient combustion. Cost? About $35 for the can. Compare that to the $2,800 in catalytic converter damage from overdosing Seafoam, or the $1,900 in injector replacement from using it too concentrated. But what about European imports that need special formulations? That's where the next cleaner becomes essential. Good cleaner. Number 5. Liqui-Moly Jectron Gasoline Fuel Injection Cleaner. So what should European car owners use when American formulas aren't quite right? Liqui-Moly Jectron, and this is why. Liqui-Moly is a German brand known for quality. German automotive engineering standards are among the strictest in the world. Jectron is their gasoline fuel injection cleaning formula, and it's particularly effective for European engines, but works great on any modern vehicle. Here's what makes Jectron different from everything else. Unlike the cleaners we've discussed that focus purely on carbon removal, Jectron is formulated to handle the high sulfur content sometimes found in lower quality gas. In the United States, fuel quality varies significantly by region. Jectron's formula can handle these variations without becoming less effective. A BMW 335i owner used Jectron after filling up with questionable gas on a road trip. The car was running rough, hesitation, poor throttle response, occasional stumbling. 1 bottle in the tank, and within 50 miles, the roughness disappeared. By the time the tank was empty, the car ran perfectly again. Cost? About $13. Solid choice for import and European cars. Many European car specialists specifically recommend Liqui-Moly products because they're formulated with European engine specifications in mind. But here's the ultimate winner for everyday maintenance that prevents problems before they start. Bad cleaner. Number 9. Using fuel system cleaner in a tank with contaminated or water-filled gas. Last week, a driver filled up at a sketchy station. The gas was contaminated with water. Instead of draining the tank immediately, he added a bottle of Techron thinking it would clean out the bad gas. Wrong. The cleaner mixed with the water-contaminated fuel and created a corrosive solution that damaged his fuel pump, corroded injector tips, and destroyed both oxygen sensors. The repair, $3,200. Here's the rule. Fuel system cleaners work on carbon deposits, not contaminated fuel. If you suspect bad gas or water in your tank, drain it immediately. Don't add cleaner thinking it'll fix the problem. According to the NHTSA, over 70% of catastrophic fuel system failures occur when owners try to fix contaminated fuel with additives instead of properly draining the tank. The cleaner just spreads the contamination throughout the entire system. Even the best product used at the wrong time destroys engines. Now, let's talk about the absolute worst cleaner you shouldn't ever use, even at a giveaway price. Bad cleaner number 10. No-name Amazon. Professional grade cleaners. The number one threat to your fuel system? Those cheap no-name professional grade or ultra-concentrated injector cleaners sold on Amazon with fake reviews, too good to be true claims, and absolutely no reputable manufacturer information. Here's the scary truth. Amazon doesn't regulate fuel additives. Anyone can bottle anything in their garage, slap a label on it, create a professional-looking listing, buy fake reviews from overseas click farms, and sell it as professional-grade fuel system cleaner. There's no quality control, no testing for automotive compatibility, no oversight from the EPA, no accountability when things go wrong. The seller just closes their Amazon store, creates a new one, and keeps selling dangerous products. These products have names like Pro-Grade Injector Cleaner, Ultra-Concentrated Fuel System Treatment, Maximum Strength Carbon Remover, official-sounding but meaningless names. They're sold by sellers like AutoPro Direct or Performance Solutions, generic names with no actual company behind them. Some might be harmless, just colored water, but others contain random industrial solvents, possibly even toxic chemicals never intended for automotive use. Unless you're buying a name brand product with verifiable manufacturer information, a real company address, and a track record of safety, do not buy fuel system chemicals on Amazon. That $8 savings could cost you your entire engine. Good cleaner. Number 6. Gum Out Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner. So what's the best overall choice for regular maintenance? Gum Out Regain, and this is exactly why it beats everything else for daily drivers. What I like about Regain is that it's designed for regular use. You can run it every 3,000 miles without any risk of overcleaning or damaging seals. It's formulated for ongoing maintenance rather than emergency intervention. Here's why Regain is the smart choice compared to all the options we've covered. Unlike aggressive one-time treatments like BG44K that you use occasionally, Regain works gradually with consistent use. Unlike Lucas Regular that leaves deposits, Regain actually prevents deposits from forming. And unlike dollar store junk or Amazon mystery bottles, Regain has decades of proven safety data. A Nissan Altima owner used Regain every oil change for a year, every 5,000 miles. When we checked the injectors at 90,000 miles during routine service, they looked like they had 50,000 miles on them. Clean spray pattern, minimal carbon buildup, excellent flow rates. His fuel economy had actually improved slightly over the year, despite the car aging. Most cars lose fuel economy as they age due to deposits. His remained stable. Cost? About $9 per bottle. Best value for regular maintenance. Click on the next video to keep on learning about how to avoid car breakdowns. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video.